Namaskar friends. Do you know what is Indian budget? Let us talk about Indian budget. The economic management of a country plays very important role in its development and stability. In a large and democratic country like India, the government needs a proper financial plan to manage income and expenditure efficiently. The Indian budget is the most important financial document of the country. It reflects the economic policies, development priorities, and future plans of the government. The budget is not just a statement of income and expenditure, but a roadmap of national growth and welfare. Now let us talk about what is budget. The word budget is derived from the French word budget, which means a leather bag. In earlier times, financial documents were carried in a leather bag while presenting them in the legislature. Over time, the term budget came to represent the government's financial statement. In simple terms, a budget is an annual statement showing the estimated income and expenditure of the government for a financial year. In India, the financial year starts on 1st April and ends on 31st March of the following year. The budget shows how much money the government expects to earn through taxes, loans, and other sources, and how it plans to spend that money on different sectors like education, health, defense, agriculture, infrastructure, and social welfare. Now, constitutional provisions related to the budget, like the Indian Constitution, provides a strong legal framework for the presentation of the preparation of the budget. In the Constitution, the budget is referred to as the annual financial statement. The most important provision related to the budget is presented or mentioned in Article 112 of the Constitution. According to this article, the President of India causes the annual financial statement to be laid before both the houses of the Parliament. This statement contains details of the estimated receipts and expenditures of the Government of India for upcoming financial years. There are several other constitutional articles related to the budget processes. Under Article 113 explains the procedure for voting on demands for grants. It allows the Parliament to discuss and approve the government expenditure. Article 114 provides for the appropriation of bill, which authorizes the government to withdraw money from the Consolidated Fund of India. Article 115 deals with the supplementary, additional, or excess grants when extra funds are required during the financial year. Article 116 provides for vote on account, vote of credit, exceptional grants, which allows the government to spend money when the full budget has not yet been passed. These constitutional provisions ensure that public money is spent only with parliamentary approval and accountability. Now, who prepares the Indian budget? The Indian budget is prepared mainly by the Ministry of Finance, particularly the Department of Economic Affairs. However, budget preparation is not limited to one department. It involves participation from all ministries and government departments. Each ministry prepares its estimate of required funds for various programs and schemes. These proposals are then sent to Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance Ministry examines these proposals carefully, considering available resources, economic priorities, and fiscal discipline. Finally, the Finance Minister presents the budget in Parliament on behalf of the government. Now, process of the budget presentation. The preparation of the Indian budget is a lengthy and systematic process that usually begins several months before its presentation. The first stage involves reviewing the economic performance of the previous year. The government studies revenue collections, expenditure trends, and overall economic conditions. In the next stage, all ministries and departments submit their financial requirements and expenditure proposals. The Finance Ministry analyzes these demands and holds meetings with different departments to finalize budget allocations. The government also consults economists, industry leaders, agricultural experts, and public representatives to gather suggestions and feedback. These consultations help in creating balanced and realistic financial policies. After collecting all necessary information, the Finance Ministry prepares the draft budget. The budget is kept highly confidential to prevent financial market disturbances. Before the budget presentation, a traditional ceremony called the Halwa ceremony is conducted. This ceremony marks the final stage of budget preparation and symbolizes teamwork and secrecy. Now, presentation of the budget, how it takes place? The finance minister presents the union budget in the Lok Sabha, usually on 1st February every year. Earlier, the budget was presented on the last working day of the February, but the date was changed to ensure better implementation of the policies from the beginning of the financial year. The budget speech of the finance minister consists of two parts. The first part discusses the economic performance and government policies. The second part focuses on taxation proposals and financial reforms. After presenting the budget in the Lok Sabha, copies are laid before the Raj Sabha as well. Now, how is the budget passed in the parliament? Passing the budget in parliament involves several stages. The process ensures transparency and democratic control over public expenditure. The first stage is the general discussion. In this stage, members of parliament discuss the overall policies and priorities of the budget. However, no voting takes place at this stage. The second stage involves departmental committee examination. Various parliamentary committees examine budget proposals related to a specific ministry. They study the demands carefully and provide recommendations. The third stage is voting on demands for grants. In this stage, Lok Sabha members discuss and vote on expenditure proposals for each ministry. Raj Sabha can discuss but cannot vote on these demands. The fourth stage is the appropriation bill. After demands for grants are approved, the government introduces the appropriation bill. This bill allows the government to withdraw money from the Consolidated Fund of India. Once passed by the parliament and approved by the president, it becomes law. The final stage is the finance bill, which includes taxation proposals. After parliamentary approval and presidential assent, the finance bill becomes the Finance Act. Now, types of budget in India. Indian budget is divided into different categories based on financial activities. The revenue budget deals with regular income and expenditure of the government. Revenue receipts include taxes and non-tax revenues, while revenue expenditure includes salaries, pensions, and administrative costs. The capital budget includes long-term investments and capital expenditure. It deals with infrastructure development, asset creation, and loan repayment. Budget can also be classified as balanced deficit or surplus budget. A balanced budget occurs when income equals expenditure. A deficit budget occurs when expenditure exceeds income. A surplus budget occurs when income exceeds expenditure. Now, importance of the Indian budget. The Indian budget plays a vital role in national development. It reflects the government's economic vision and policy priorities. Through the budget, the government decides how resources will be allocated among different sectors. The budget helps in maintaining economic stability by adjusting taxation and expenditure. The government can control inflation and unemployment. The budget is an important tool for reducing poverty and inequality. Through welfare schemes and social programs, the government supports weaker sections of society. The budget also promotes economic growth by encouraging investment in industries, agriculture, and infrastructure. Now let us talk about benefits of the budget. The Indian budget provides multiple benefits to citizens and the economy. It helps improve public services such as education, healthcare, transportation, and communication. The budget supports farmers by providing subsidies, crop insurance, and agricultural development programs. It also encourages industries by offering tax benefits and financial incentives. The budget improves infrastructure development by investing in roads, railways, electricity, and digital connectivity. These developments generate employment opportunities and increase economic productivity. The budget also promotes social welfare programs such as housing schemes, pension schemes, and food security programs which improve the living standards of citizens. Now, budget and common citizens. The budget directly affects the daily lives of common citizens. Changes in tax rates influence people's income and purchasing power. When taxes are reduced, people have more disposable income. When taxes increase, expenses may rise. Now, government schemes like announced in the budget provide educational scholarships, healthcare benefits, and employment opportunities. These schemes supports social and economic upliftment. The budget also influences prices of goods and services. For example, changes in import duties and GST rates affect product costs. Now, budget and economic development. The budget is a major instrument for national development. It helps in resource mobilization and efficient allocation of funds. By investing in human resource, education, healthcare, and the government improves the country's workforce quality. Now, investment in infrastructure supports industrial growth and trade development. The budget also encourages technological innovation and digital transformation. Through balanced fiscal policies, the budget helps maintain economic stability and sustainable growth. Now, challenges in budget making. Preparing the Indian budget is a challenging task. The government must balance limited resources with unlimited public demands. Rising population, unemployment, poverty, and inflation create financial pressure. The government must also maintain fiscal discipline and avoid excessive borrowing. High public debt can harm economic stability. Global economic changes, natural disasters, and international market fluctuations also impact budget planning. Recent reforms in the Indian budget system. Over time, several reforms have been introduced to improve the budget system in India. The merger of the railway budget with union budget is one such reform. Earlier, the railway budget was presented separately, but now it is included in the main budget. The introduction of goods and services tax (GST) has also simplified the taxation system. Digital budget presentation has increased the transparency and accountability. So, in concluding term, the Indian budget is the backbone of the country's economic administration. It is not just a financial document but a reflection of government policies, developmental priorities, and social commitments. Constitutional provisions ensure accountability and transparency in budget preparation and implementation. The budget plays a crucial role in promoting economic growth, reducing poverty, improving infrastructure, and providing social welfare. It directly influences the lives of citizens and shapes the future of the nation. A well-planned and balanced budget helps achieve sustainable development and strengthens the democratic system. Therefore, the Indian budget is an essential instrument for building a prosperous, inclusive, and self-reliant India. Thank you. Namaskar.